Alright, welcome back. By the way, it's not like, it's alcohol free. I'm not drinking beer whilst I'm working. If anybody wants to send me some real beers, feel free. So this is part 2 of my Engwe EP2 PRO review, essentially. Engwe reached out a little while ago and said, could you review one of our bikes? If you've seen the first video, you know that I was like, no. But then I was like, yes. So here we are. I've never really done reviews before. This channel is all about kind of building bikes, retro bikes, messing about with bikes, doing stupid stuff on bikes, just, you know, bikes. So, but I've never really reviewed a product as such. So I sat down and thought really hard about how I wanted to do this and give myself 5 points to hit as my criteria of the review. So let me tell you what they are. Number 1, branding. I love branding. I think it's really important when it comes to anything you purchase. If the branding's cool, I'm probably going to buy it. If it's rubbish, I'm probably not even going to look at it. Number 2, does it do what it says on the tin? I mean, I feel like that's quite an obvious one. Like, if you buy in the product and it doesn't actually do what they say it's going to do, then that's a little bit cheeky. So that's number 2. Number 3, is it cool? I mean, especially when it comes to the cycling world, everything's cool. Like, that's why you do certain things. That's why you spend X amount of money on bike bits. So, is it cool? Is a very important part of bikes and cycling and such. And then the last 2 are, would I buy it? And should you buy it? Which we'll talk about a bit more later on. Looking through the Engwe website, I mean, it's fine. It's not standout awesome. It's very kind of JML. JML are kind of like UK random crap you get in shops. Basically, the website's not that cool. Branding on the bike. I mean, the logos are kind of like tribal. I'm not into that personally. I think it kind of looks a little cool, but it's tribal. It's very like early 2000s, late 90s. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say a no for the branding. It's not amazing. If that's important to you. So the next one is a bit more complicated. There's a few more things to talk about. Does it do what it says on the tin? So I'm not going to go through like all the specs in this. Like, if you're into kind of all the numbers and stuff, then there's loads of really good reviews out there. This is kind of more of the kind of like consumer kind of like actually what matters. They say it's a folding mountain e-bike. It folds reasonably small, but because of the size of the wheels, it's still not, it's not small. I would never describe it as small, but it's definitely folding. And a mountain bike, I mean, maybe we'll have to do another video about how much of a mountain bike it is or not. But the way I've been riding it has been on the road, and for that, it's perfectly fine. Mountain bike is a stretch. The range is supposed to be 50 to 60 kilometers. In miles, that's like 35, 45-ish sort of miles. I've managed to get about 30 miles out of it, probably a little bit less than that, but I'm quite a big dude, so I'm gonna let that one go. So I think it probably does about that. Going back to the folding, the actual folding in the middle, I have not been using. I find that actually just folding the handlebars down and having it up against a wall somewhere, it kind of saves, that saves up a lot of room, just that part. The actual folding it then in half would then take up more room. So I think the actual handlebars folding is probably the most important part of it. The other part in the middle, not so much, but that is how you get the battery in and out. So it needs to be there still, but just, you know, it's not as impressive, that part. Does it do what it says on the tin? I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, it's definitely a folding bike, and it's an e-bike. It's quick. The battery lasts quite a long time, but it's not a mountain bike. So next, is it cool? I mean, no, it's not. But seriously, I quite like having my bikes to be quite loud. Most of my bikes have quite loud kind of like brake cables and colours and accessories. I want people to look at them. Why else would you spend all this money restoring an old mountain bike if you're not going to want people to look at it? But this bike, I found I would stop at traffic lights and people would look at it. Everybody looked at it. Normally when I'm on my bike, you might get 1 or 2 looks. This one, every time I went near anybody, they were looking at this bike. And the more it happened, the more self-conscious I got, and the more I realised it's dorky, and I probably look dorky, and it's not cool. Next one is, would I buy it? No, simply no. I think it is kind of cool. I mean, if you're looking at some of the footage I'm probably showing you right now, it is fun. It is a fun bike to ride. I have had quite a bit of fun in the short amount of time I've had it. But for almost £1,000, have I had that much fun? Probably not. The last bit, I suppose, is should you buy it? And I think this is the most important one. I'm not getting paid to say anything nice about this bike. They literally said, can you make us a couple of videos and we'll send you this bike to review? And to answer the question, should you buy it? I think there is some people out there that would really benefit from this bike. I'm a massive fan of e-bikes in general as a whole. I think they help people who can't access cycling in the same way as other people, and give them the ability to access it. Like this bike has made my cycling, the things I have done on it have been so easy and have been purely enjoyable. And there's some people out there that need that help, and I think there's definitely a market for this bike. People that go a lot travelling and stuff in camper vans and stuff like that, and caravans. I know there's people out there that love e-bikes and like folding bikes in particular. And if you have the space for this bike folding down in a van or something, it's great to take on holiday with you and stuff like that. My normal audience who watch these videos, I would imagine there's not many of you that would actually want to buy this bike. I'm mainly making this video for you guys because I thought it'd be fun. Was it fun? But the moral of the story is, I'm probably on the fence with this bike. I don't think this is over. I want to spend a little bit more time on it. I feel like we need to spend a bit more time second life biking it, and probably voiding the warranty. But moral of the story is, you might want to buy this bike, and if you do, check out the link below. I don't know, was that a good review or a bad review? How do you review a review? Is that a thing? I don't know. I have no idea.